Hey everybody, today we're going to do a simple fish feeding video on my new world tank here. I tried to do a video on my gudgeon tank, but the gudgeon's not cooperating, so we are simply going to do a feeding video here. So let me get around there and get to the food. And tonight I think we will put in some of these tropical granules. These are sinking granules. And once they get down into the water column, they swirl around. They're slow sinking, so they don't just go straight to the bottom. But they are sinking, so many of them do make it to the bottom, and that way my bottom feeding fish get some too. So I'm going to let that swirl around. And while they are munching on that, I'm going to make my way around the room and feed some of my other tanks. And then once I get my other tanks fed, we'll come back and we'll throw some algae wafers in this one. See if we can't get that Pleco in the back to come out. I can already see the Pleco and the tilapia are in the back. So we'll see if they don't come out and make an appearance here in a minute. Now, generally speaking, I don't have to put the algae wafers in the tank if I've been using the sinking granules. The granules make it to the bottom, and that's enough food. But for the sake of this video, I will go ahead and throw a couple algae wafers in the far end of the tank. Keep having to walk all the way around my waterfall rather than cutting in front of the camera. So now everybody loves these algae wafers too, so I break them up into medium-sized chunks. Tilapia is in the back giving that Pleco what for. Not really sure why that tilapia insists on picking on that Pleco, but it really does. Now, while the silver dollars gobbled up a lot of those algae wafers and grabbed them and are swimming away, a lot of those algae wafers also did make it to the bottom. So hopefully the tilapia will come over soon, or that Pleco will come out, because as you can see, the silver dollars have no problem going right to the bottom and picking the algae wafers up off the bottom. So let me adjust the camera a little bit to the right. Somewhere down there you might get to see the tilapia. Whether or not it comes out or whether it stays in the back attacking the... Got a silver dollar in the front moving that piece of wood around to try to get down, and we've got two silver dollars holding on to the same algae wafer. They were playing like a tug of war, and then the smaller one actually got it and swam away with it. I really am glad I bought those silver dollars. I took a chance. I didn't think I was going to like them. I didn't think they were going to go well on my tank, but I'm really glad they did. And that one that you can see now that has that algae wafer, it's sort of in the top middle of the screen. That's got a really odd shaped notch in its back. All of the non-spotted, I have two different types of silver dollars. I have the spotted silver dollars and then the regular standard paint job. And out of the standard ones, they all have sort of a hump where their dorsal fin extends out. But if you see that one right there, it's sort of the smaller to medium size one. It went around the back now. Look at that one's dorsal fin, and you'll see how it has a really weird sort of humped back where its fin is. I don't know if that's just an exaggeration of a normal feature or if it is actually something like a little genetic defect. It's not uncommon to find fish that have crooked spines and, you know, little weird anomalies like that. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but that's something to look forward to while you watch the tank. I'm going to get on with putting some of these algae wafers in some of my other tanks. Alright, I don't know if I missed anything exciting, but that is going to be the end of this video because I've got to get butterbean fed, some snails. That means my hands are going to be getting wet, and then I got to go upstairs and get myself fed. So hopefully you got to enjoy a little bit of the tilapia coming out. Doesn't look like it did, but don't know because I wasn't here. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe. You never know what's coming up with me. Got a lot of stuff I want to cover here pretty soon, talking about my 125 as we get it back in order. You can see that Pleco coming out a little bit right now. I'll go ahead and let the camera roll for a minute. I'll go ahead and give butterbean some freeze-dried krill rather than the snails. Pull this camera off the tripod here. Really like that Pleco a lot, and there's my tilapia you can see in the back. Kind of surprised the tilapia didn't come out to get some of those sweet algae wafers. The Pleco certainly came out for them. And the way the tilapia pecks at and harasses and pokes at that Pleco cracks me up, because the Pleco just pretty much ignores it most of the time. It's more or less an armored fish. It's impervious to what the tilapia can do to it. The tilapia doesn't even have teeth or spines or anything. It just kind of goes up and nudges it and bumps it. It tries to annoy it to death. You know, annoy it until it goes away. Just be obnoxious at it. So let's see if we can find that humpback. So there's an example of what I'm talking about. You can see how where the dorsal fin is sort of like a hump on its back, and you will see that with the other ones too. But that one right there, the medium-sized one, that's all silver. You can see it's got a really exaggerated sort of hump where the dorsal fin is. So there, that was a good look at it. So I don't know whether that's a defect, as I said, you know, a birth defect or a spinal defect, or if that's just sort of an exaggeration of that normal hump that's on all of them. But it's really kind of strange looking. Hopefully it won't affect it too much in the long run. You can see those silver dollars have absolutely no problem feeding off the bottom. I swear this Pleco is starting to get tadpole shaped. Its belly's getting downright round. I love the way it stands up on its fins like that. It almost uses them like legs and actually sits its body up off the bottom. Of course, the silver dollars aren't going to give us a look at it. It's hard to believe that once upon a time that angelfish was one of the larger fish in the tank. Alright everybody, there you go. I'm going to get on with my evening. Hope you enjoyed that feeding video. As I said, make sure you're subscribed. That way you won't miss anything I got coming up. I will have some more video discussing my 125 and all the little odds and ends and issues we've been having going on in that tank. Everything is still going well with it. No issues in addition to what was already going on. But I still feel like I want to sit down and have a chat about everything that's been going on in that tank. So if you're subscribed, you won't miss that or anything else. You never know what it's going to be with me. So thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you real soon in the next one.